Hey guys, I'm Allison. I'm the Pampered Wife. I am going to do a chatty get ready with me today. I've never done one of these. I don't know that anybody will watch it, but that's what I'm gonna do because I've been gone from here for a little while. I was pretty good about uploading regularly twice a week, and then life got in the way. So I just wanted to kind of share with you what's been going on. I will link all products that I'm using in the description box down below, and I'm just gonna go ahead and jump in. Of course, I'm gonna start with a sunscreen, and this is the Suntegrity Impeccable Skin. I have the color Buff. So where to begin? First, I woke up this morning after it being 60 degrees yesterday, and I didn't even wear a coat or anything yesterday. It is inches of snow out there, inches. I was not expecting that. I don't know if I'm the only one who didn't know. I don't know where fall went. Yesterday was like late summer and today is winter. So anyway, that's a whole other thing. I know our whole country is, or the whole world is dealing with some crazy weather. I forgot to put my hair up. This actually isn't even coffee. I drink coffee every morning. This is ginger peach tea with fiber added. I added the fiber because aging is fun. Okay, so why no coffee? Why no coffee? Because I'm going to give blood today for the very first time in my life, and I'm not proud to say it's my first time, but I am glad I'm going to do it, especially right now. Blood banks are, I think, in desperate need. And the reason I'm doing it is I had a blood test to check other things, and it turns out my red blood cell count is too high, and that puts me at a greater risk for a stroke and heart attack, and also just means I probably don't feel very well. So my doctor said I should go donate blood. I will feel better, and I'll reduce my risk of heart attack and stroke by 88%. Plus, I mean, I'm doing something really good. So the reason I had the blood test is because I mentioned this before. I had a radical hysterectomy and a double mastectomy, and I don't think the double mastectomy has anything to do with this, but anyway, about 10 years ago. So I'm on hormones, never get it right, ever. So I went for a blood test just to check the hormones level, and I have a topical estrogen that's a cream that I put on twice a day, and it shows, sorry about that, my phone rang. Anyway, your skin is the largest organ in your body, right? And it absorbs things from the air and that you put on it. And I have a topical testosterone that I put on that my skin was absorbing. Anyway, zero estrogen in my body, which is crazy. My doctor thought that I had taken a break and wasn't using it, but I absolutely was. So the whole hormone thing is a whole other fun thing that most people my age are not dealing with, but it's a thing. And it really affects how you feel. And I don't sleep, so now I'm on progesterone, and she doubled that as well, because even though I was taking that most nights, she said it showed very, very low, and so apparently that affects sleep quality. And maybe not just sleep quality, like quantity and everything. All right, let's see here. You guys, this PYT palette, I happen to have the, it's called the No BS Eyeshadow Palette. I happen to have, I think, the cool one, but it comes in a warm as well. This is, if you're gonna buy someone makeup, like this is the best one and done palette. The formulas are great. It's so inexpensive for such high quality formulas that go on beautifully and last. I just love this palette. So anyway, I have been taking this real estate class to get my real estate license because I need something to do. I'm not working. I haven't been working since I had a whole bunch of health things, and I've really missed it. And so I always like to be taking a class or doing something to occupy my mind. So I was taking a real estate class to get my real estate license. I did not think it would be a big deal because in my previous life, I was a real estate attorney. I had also been a realtor, very familiar with all these things. And now I'm in Colorado. That was in other states. Just looking for a brush. I don't know why I have my brushes in two different places on the counter right now, but that's what I have going. So anyway, It turns out it's a really big deal here. 168 hours of education, tons of tests and quizzes, and I feel like these realtors have to know more than I knew as an attorney, or not more, but you know, it feels like a lot. It's just shocking to me. I really don't know why they need to know all this stuff. I'm sure it's helpful on some level, but anyway. So I found that I actually like need to listen to the classes some and study a little bit. But then in the middle of all of it, my father-in-law has been ill. He's been fighting MRSA since the spring. And we thought he had it beat and everything was great, but then he started having, you know, back pain and all this stuff. He went to the hospital. The hospital sent him home and said he'd just been working too hard in the yard. Then he got worse, and my mother-in-law called an ambulance and had him taken to a regional hospital. And as soon as he got there, they were like, oh my gosh, MRSA. And they started treating him immediately, thankfully, not even waiting for the cultures to come back. And it's been really scary. MRSA is really, really scary. For a while, we really weren't sure which way it was going to go. He ended up having to have surgery because the MRSA was hiding out in his spine. So he had surgery. The biggest fear, aside from death from surgery, which is always a risk, was that he would be paralyzed. He was not, thankfully. He pulled through great. He's doing great. He's not all better or anything. It's going to be months. Like they said, probably a year before they can say whether or not he's beat it. But he's doing great. He's back at home where he's doing IVs twice a day of antibiotics and physical therapy and a whole bunch of stuff. But when that was going on, you know, we didn't know, should we fly down? Should we drive down? Do we need to rent a house and quarantine for 2 weeks before we see them? You know, should we be there for my mother-in-law? Should we be there for my father-in-law? Should we be there just for our own selfish reasons because we want to see them and be there? And looking into all that was just really stressful with COVID going on, and we've been quarantining like crazy. And my in-laws are super germaphobes even before all of this started. So that was really, really stressful. And then I had a conversation with my sister, I think last week, and she asked me how my real estate class is going. I had totally forgotten about it, which on the one hand is not a big deal. But on the other hand, you only have a certain amount of time to complete the course. And if you don't, you know, complete it and take the test and everything within that time, you have to start all over. And it's required that you play all these courses. You can't, I'm doing it online. You cannot fast forward. You actually have to sit through them. There's no way to get through it quickly. Every few minutes it pauses. You have to enter a code that pops up on your screen, so make sure you're really paying attention. Anyway, so my sister, I was like, oh my God, my real estate class. So I took my test, not the state test, but the school exam test. I took that yesterday, and I was just really nervous that I wasn't going to pass. So I actually, you know, rewatched a lot of the videos, and it took a lot of time. So that's where I've been, is doing that. We're going to do a little sparkle because, like I said, I woke up, it's all snowy and kind of dark today. I could use a little sparkle in my life. And to be honest, I'm nervous about giving blood. I've never done it. I, of course, have had many, many, many blood tests. I have passed out on more than one occasion. I'm not a good person when it comes to having blood drawn. Trying to decide, do I want to do an inner corner? I think I'll go in, let's see, do a little bit of the darker color under my eye. So anyway, I'm really nervous just because I have passed out before. I vomited from it before, and like I said, that was just having blood drawn, not giving blood. But I am going to feel better emotionally, mentally, physically. It's going to be a good thing. And I'm not having coffee. Can you imagine if I had coffee? This is me without coffee. Yeah, I'm already amped up enough. Okay. I know I'm taking forever to get my makeup on because I'm talking. I like to put on my concealer after I do my eyes, just in case there's fallout and it gets all under there. This way I can cover it up. This palette really has little to no fallout, but most other palettes that I use do have a lot of fallout. Why can't I find anything I want? Here we go. I think I'm just hyped up, nervous. So in addition to my class and my exam, I had mentioned that we have a little place in the mountains where we've been staying pretty much this whole time. We've pretty much made that our primary residence. We've even forwarded our mail. But I still have appointments here in Denver, and I'm back and forth every single week, especially physical therapy. I've had all kinds of physical issues. I think the surgeries just caused a whole bunch of problems in my body. Ironic, because they were supposed to resolve a lot of things, but I'm glad I had them. But the point being, I have physical therapy a lot. And I'm in every single week for that. So that's like an hour and a half, 2-hour drive. And then I'm here without my family. And now today I woke up with the snow all over, so I'm not going back up to the mountains because the roads are pretty awful right now. And hopefully it'll clear up enough for me to drive up there because I'd like to spend Thanksgiving with my family. I mean, it's just the three of us. How are you guys doing this? How are you doing Thanksgiving? Are you spending it with people? Is it just your family? Like, are college age kids coming home? Are new, I think of families with like new grandkids, and no, it would break my heart not to be with them. So it's just the three of us, but I'm just curious what everyone else is doing. I know a lot of people are still flying and traveling. I mean, I see that on the news. I hope they're wearing masks and being careful, but everyone's got to do their own thing. I also, I also get allergy shots. Does anyone else get allergy shots? I mean, they're so messed up during COVID. I stopped for like 6 months and then was like, oh, great, now I have to start all over. It seems like COVID's never going away. I might as well get back to getting them. So now I'm back to getting them. And now, more restrictions are out and they're limiting even more people in the waiting room and this and that. You have to stay for 20 minutes once you get your allergy shot to make sure that you don't have an adverse reaction. So you have to sit in a waiting room. You just have to stay there. So the doctor is nearby and the staff is nearby in case something happens. And I have had reactions before. I mean, of course I have, right? So haven't gotten the allergy shot in a couple weeks now. I was afraid to do it this morning because I'm giving blood and I just doesn't seem like a good idea. And yesterday I had my exam and I was too freaked out and busy and nervous with that. So I didn't go for the allergy shot, and it looks like, and last week I missed it. Oh, I wasn't feeling that great. I thought it was a cold or maybe allergies, but I wasn't sure, and I just didn't want to, endanger anyone. So I didn't go last week. So now it's going to be at least 2 weeks, and I'll be behind on my shots. These are the things, right? That should be my biggest worry. So what else? It didn't take me nearly as long to tell you about what's been going on with me as I thought I would. I don't know what that says about me and my life. Now I need highlighter. A day isn't complete for me without highlighter. So I think I'm going to use the one in this PYT palette. It looks pink, but it's actually like a beautiful champagne. I'm going to swatch it for you. You see that? Oh, it's so pretty. It's got beautiful shimmer. And not sparkle, it's really just shimmery. All right, shimmery, almost metallic. I mean, it's so pretty. I don't know if you can see that. And if you wet it, it's more like foil on your lids. It's really pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of that on. Let's see. So I have not even thought about what I'm gonna make for Thanksgiving. And to be honest, my husband always makes Thanksgiving, which is really nice, but I enjoy baking. So I've gotta at least make a pie or something, right? Like, what's a holiday without a dessert? What's a day without a dessert? For me anyway. So I know he's ordered the turkey. I'm assuming I'm gonna be up with my family for Thanksgiving, by the way, which, I've already talked about the roads and everything. So anyway, he's already got the turkey taken care of. It's being brined, and I don't know what side dishes. I usually do the vegetables, which means at this point we have no vegetables. But I don't know. What are you guys feeling Thanksgiving this year? Are you feeling the holidays? It's hard, right? When you're not spending it with extended family or friends. it's just like another day. We have plenty to be thankful for. I don't mean to imply or say that we don't, but it's hard to get into the holiday spirit. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use this today. This is an RMS Peacock. It's like their new lip moisturizers, for lack of a better word. So it looks really corally and bright, doesn't it? But when I put it on, maybe I'll swatch it for you. It's actually, well, there it does look corally, but I swear it ends up looking more pink. Yeah, if I rub it in some, I don't know. I just feel like it's more pink on the lips and not quite as orangey. And I quite like it. I'm not a fan of warm tone anything, actually. Occasionally I will, but typically I'm a cooler tone or neutral tone kind of person. And this is comfortable. It is, feels a little waxy. I don't know if it's vegan or not, so I don't know if it has beeswax in it or not. I'm not claiming one way or the other, but it feels waxy, so probably should have moisturized underneath first. But if you have any kind of moisture on your lips, it really locks it in and is comfortable. It is a little bright. Okay, maybe I'll go in and dull it down some with this Honeybee Gardens lip liner. All right, that's my Go Giving Blood look. I felt like I had so much to say in this Chatty Get Ready with me, and then I'm just so hyped up that maybe I didn't even say a whole lot. I don't know. Let me know if you enjoyed it or not. I keep thinking I'll do one of these about how I got into clean beauty. It's probably not a real big mystery, but anyway, I wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you are enjoying the family that you have around you and whatever you can. And yeah, I'm gonna hopefully get to spend Thanksgiving with my husband and son, like I've mentioned. And in the meantime, I hope you find some time to pamper yourself today. Bye.